Yo, welcome to the jump off. This is Don Mondo, the one and only. If you can't do the crime, don't do the time. Hold up. No, wait a minute. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Fuck. I guess I gotta start all over again. You know what? Keep it rolling. I'm not gonna start nothing all over again. I'm gonna keep it original. I don't like these other guys, how they start things, they edit it, they fix it up, and then they create it differently, and then all day they get a 30-minute speech out because they spend the whole day editing themselves. Forget that. We're going to keep it rolling, and that's what we're going to do over here at the jump off because we like it original, traditional, and authentic. Keep it always authentic. Say what's on your mind and don't regret anything you say. But you got to be a little bit specific because people get a little frustrated and they get a little nowadays things have changed and a lot of people are very emotional and are very sensitive nowadays, so you got to keep what you say a little, a couple levels down. But anyways, here at the jump off, what I like to do, I don't expect to go viral, I don't expect to be the next biggest channel, I don't expect to make 1 million views and to be the next greatest thing. But I see everybody out there creating channels and they're expressing themselves. They're giving their point of view on things, and I got a mouth. I want to talk. I want to express on what I see, what's going on, and if I have an effect, if I can help out one person out there, or just put some words of wisdom on just one individual out there who's looking, who's kind of lost, who doesn't know what's going on, and just for him to be like, okay, I kind of understand this fella. He kind of makes sense. Maybe I'm happy. That makes me happy. If I can just affect one person out there. Not about the money. It's not about any of that. You can get money different ways. You can stocks, real estates, owning restaurants, and things that I've been doing for a long time. So just want to create this channel, keep it authentic, and later on have some new people join the channel, do a little bit of broadcasting, get their point of views, talk to them, and anyways, every day I'm going to start this channel and I want to get on one specific topic. I like to keep it short and simple, a good 30 minutes, nothing crazy, not to the point that these channels go on for 3 hours, 4 hours. Like, people got things to do. You got family to take care of. You got places to go. You want to hear what the message is about and then go on about your business. You know what I mean? So keep it short and simple, 30 minutes. Later on, if people like the ideas and like my expressions and how how everything is going, it might go a little bit longer. It might go an hour. So anyways, today's subject, the most important thing that I could think of today that we could talk about is the 2024 election. The 2024 election is the biggest thing you could talk about. It's only 25, 26 something days away. That's going to affect our country tragically, traumatically. This is going to be the biggest upset, or we're going to have the biggest win in presidential election years of a long time. Like, it is very, very important to go out there and to elect who you want as the next president. Now, we got Donald Trump and we got Kamala. Don't know her last name because I don't know who she is. That doesn't mean I'm leaning towards Trump. I'm just saying I know who Donald Trump is, but I don't know who Kamala, forgot the last name, is. All I know is that she put away 20, 30 African Americans away from smoking weed, gave them long sentences of jail and prison, while she claimed that she smoked marijuana in high school, also in college. When she did the presidential debate against Donald Trump, her fraternity party person, friend, good friend of hers, that they used to party and hang out and smoke weed with together, she was out there giving her the questions. She knew all the questions beforehand. I can see that. That's how she was so prepared and she gave them so fluently. If you see all the other channels that she's on, all the other interviews, it's what do they call it? A salad? She's salad. Her words are all salad, scrambled up. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of croutons, a little bit of parmesan. You know, Roman salad. You flip it, you toss it around, hit a little Caesar with it, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? Or a pizza, different toppings. You throw all kinds of different toppings: pepperoni, mushroom, bacon. You don't know what she's gonna talk about next. Stuff, throw it in the oven, and hopefully a good word comes out. That's what she's about. You know what I'm saying? She's all over the place. Donald Trump, consistent. Same shit that he's been saying for the past, 8, 10 years? It's the same stuff that he's been saying. He's been talking about the border. He's been talking about finances, getting people to buy houses, open up businesses. It's the same stuff, same speech. So we know what we're getting with Donald Trump. We know. With this pepperoni, bacon, and mushroom pizza Kamala, we don't know what we're gonna get. You know? One day it might be pepperoni. One day she might just switch it up and throw veggie at you. And then she might hit it with a little bit of vegan. That she only does vegan. We are confused with you, Kamala. What are you gonna do for us? What was it? 2 years ago, she was like, guns are no good, guns are no good. Now that we're 25 days away, she goes, I have a gun in my house, and I guarantee if anybody comes to my house, and I'm gonna pull that and blast them away. Come on. You're gonna pull your Ruger or your 40 Glot or your whatever and blast a person away when 2 years ago you were against that and you think that guns were the worst thing and come on, it's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo things that you want people to hear right now because we're getting close to an election. And then fracking. I'm against fracking. I don't like fracking. Fracking's the best thing ever. I would never get rid of fracking. Fracking, come on, Kamala. Like, you're changing it up every single day. That's what I'm talking about. The whole pizza and salad thing. You don't know what she's going to get next. You know? Donald Trump seems like a meat lover type of guy. He's going to get meat lovers. Meat lovers, pizza, that's it. Maybe extra cheese once in a while. But he's always going to stick to meat lovers. A cigar, and he doesn't drink. So you know what the guy is. We've already talked about him. You already know what he wants. He wants people to be financially available, to own a home, groceries, not have to worry about food. You're in America. We shouldn't have to worry about food. I feel bad for other people in other countries. I see them struggling for food or have to walk miles away for water. I mean, that's other countries. This is America. I go back and forth. I go back from Canada to America all the time, and I see the differences over there. I mean, the stuff that's going on in Canada is ridiculous as well, but that's a whole different story for another day. I'm just saying, we don't want to be those kind of countries. This is America, a strong country that has to have a strong leader, that has to have somebody behind to make these laws happen and to get things going. Does she have the power to do that? Does she have the strength to do that? Does she have that aura to stand next to a Putin or to stand next to these very serious, scary individuals that are presidents and prime ministers of other countries that are watching her and analyzing everything she does? And if they sense any kind of weakness on this lady, they will take advantage of America without her knowing. You know, they'll start being strategic. They're not going to come over here with an army and attack us. They're going to be strategic. They're going to hit us in different ways that we don't know what the heck is going on. Just like the whole cell phone thing, where the cell phones are blowing up in Iran and all these other countries. You know, I don't know too much about it, so don't get me going. I got to read more about it, but I know the whole war that's going out over there with the Jews and the Muslims. Like, we should all be getting together. I think Donald Trump is the man to go to a meeting, sit everybody down, and say, hey, listen, what is it that you want? You want this territory? Okay, you get this territory. What is it that you want? Negotiation. Negotiate with everybody. Make everybody happy to the point they can at least stop the war and leave the kids and children, or leave the children and the mothers alone. We want the women and the children to not be messed with. That's what the war is. I'm Albanian. I know how it feels. Back in the day, the Serbians, they were not fair to us. Those Serbians, they attacked our women. They attacked our kids. Stuff that you're not supposed to do in a war. You know, people might say, hey, there's no rules in war. Yeah, there's rules of war if you're real men. So now we're going to get to the topic. Is there real men out there? Are we real men? Or have we lost it? I know 80s and 90s babies, they're real men. They come by from the, I mean the 70s and 60s, they're for sure real men. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm talking about like the new era coming up, the 80s and 90s babies, they're real men. They know old traditions and how to take care of older people and the kindness, and they have morals, and they know that they have to get up and work and take care of the family. We're talking about some real men. So what I think is going to happen is this is what's going to happen. If Donald Trump wins, that means there's real men out there. We haven't lost our hope. There's real men out there that can sit down their wife at the dinner table, sit down their whole family and be like, listen to me. Donald Trump might seem kind of erratic. He might seem kind of aggressive. He might seem kind of controlling. But please, we were better off. We were better off back then when he was president. We had a fridge full of food. We had enough money to go on vacation at least once or twice a year. We went on a good vacation. We had enough money to at least buy a car, afford a home. Gas prices were low. There was no war, no chaos. The border was great. I mean, nobody was crossing the border. It was very difficult. I tried to go to Mexico a few times. I had a couple buddies that are Mexican. My Latin American friends, a bunch of my homies, they tried to come across, and it was very hard for them to get across. And they couldn't come across. And some of them were either United States citizens, and they gave them a hard time to even come across the border. And they were citizens of America. So I know that the borders were a lot stricter back then. So with that being said, Donald Trump is going to strengthen up the border. He is going to deport tons and tons of illegal immigrants in the country. And he is going to make it safer for all of us. So you got to sit down there as men at the dinner table and be like, wife, listen to me. What is the one thing that Kamala has? She has the abortion. The abortion is great. I love her thoughts on abortion. Okay. Listen to me, wife. Abortion is very important. Don't get me wrong. President Trump already decided what he wants to do. He wants the states to decide on abortion. He wants the people of the states to decide on what's going to happen. So, if you don't like your state and what's going to happen, then before you know when you're about to have a kid, you know when you're pregnant. So when you're pregnant, if it's something that you don't want to have the child for some reason, or something is going on, or something traumatic happened, or I don't want to get into details, but something very devastating occurred, you might have to go and drive 2-3 hours, or you might have to fly 1 hour away to another state just so you can get the help and benefits for the abortion. Okay, so one thing we can agree on is the abortion thing, that Kamala has an upper hand on Donald Trump, although he already told you what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you're going to sit, you have to sit down your wife, you have to sit down all the females, like as many females as you can in the United States, go to dinner with them and be like, listen to me. Kamala is not going to stop a World War III. Donald Trump will. Do you want your kids to be in war or have to worry about bombs, be tossed over their head and might hit their house? Like, you want to have your kids at risk? You want to be able not to afford food? or you want to still live how you're living right now, where you're looking at the fridge and you don't know what you're gonna cook tomorrow. You're like, I'm left with some bread, some eggs, a little bit of cheese. I guess we're gonna have the same thing again: scrambled eggs and butter with a loaf and a little piece of cheese. Like, you're really gonna sit there and thinking about what you're gonna eat for lunch, what you're gonna eat for dinner. You're really gonna struggle. You're in America. You're in America, a place where you should not be struggling for food, unless you're, mentally ill. There's a lot of people out there that are mentally ill or not focused, and they want to be on the streets, and they want to make they want to make their life hard for themselves. But I'm just saying, you're in America. You should not be struggling for food. So, abortion is a huge factor. Yes, we understand that. But also, that's one thing compared to a lot of other things that Kamala has to fix that she's not really sure about. She's not 100% about, because she hasn't been out there. She hasn't told you anything about it yet, which is the economy, the education with the kids, and the whole genders and the different stuff that are being taught in school, and the World War III that we're leaning towards. If these other countries get out of hand, which Iran decides to bring people out here, the borders are open. I don't know how come she hasn't shut down the border. Just like how Donald Trump said, it doesn't take that long. So anyways, the border is open. Is it Donald Trump's fault? Is it her fault? We're going to see. If Donald Trump becomes president and he can't close down the border, then you can tell me to shut my mouth. You can tell me you don't know what you're talking about, and you're completely wrong. But I'm just saying right now, the border is open. You can have Iranians, they can come in, other Arabics, Mexicans, start a huge war with the United States. Then China might come in, Russia might come in, and what? We're all gonna say, please help us, Kamala. She hasn't done anything 3.5 years, and we're gonna put all of our bets on Kamala to help us get through this war. Come on, like, it's just, at the end of the day, you gotta sit down, and we gotta sit down the woman at the table, have a nice, no yelling, no screaming conversation with them. Abortion's a very important subject, but so is a lot of other things that Donald Trump is trying to do. He's trying to grow America, make America wealthier. He's trying to build things that can only be built here in America. He's got Elon Musk, one of the most powerful men, probably the first trillionaire that's ever going to come out. He's got Donald Trump's back. Donald Trump is a businessman. He's created millions of business. So, you got the Africans Americans leaning towards Donald Trump. You got the Mexicans, the Amigos. You got some Albanians, Romanians, the Balkan countries. You got a lot of people leaning towards Donald Trump, for the fact being that there's nobody else. If there was somebody else, like it wasn't Kamala, it was somebody else, whoever it might be. If there's some other choices, then we'd be looking at all the factors and who is this person? What has he done? But right now, we didn't even vote her. We didn't even tell her that she can run for president. But she just kicked Biden, just kicked him out to the beach. Like, go toss yourself in the waves, and hopefully a shark eats you. And I'm gonna be the next president of the United States. Like, come on, what did you do? You bullied an old man. You kicked him out of his chair. Told him to go out to the beach and go take a swim. But that's all you did. You bullied an old man, and you got yourself into a presidential election that you're trying to win when you haven't done anything in 3.5 years. So you got to sit down the woman, and then this election is the biggest thing. I'm telling you right now, if Kamala wins, men are no longer men. The world is run by women. Women are under control. You might say that's not a bad thing. I mean, listen, the world has been run by men centuries and centuries and centuries and many, many years, and we never had any kind of problems. There's been a couple obstacles, a couple little small things, but everybody can say that they're living pretty good. They're drinking, eating, celebrating, enjoying. We got towers, and we got buildings, and we We got a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of good things that men have done for this world. So I don't understand how men are the worst, you know? And the best thing in the world is a family. The man and woman sit down, they can make their own choices on what house to buy, what car to get. Kamala's not even married. She's had a couple little fling relationships and a couple little get-togethers with a few men that she's enjoyed in her career. But is she a serious person? She's out there acting like she's still in college, like she's going to a sorority party, and after she wins, she's gonna pop some champagne at the White House and have a big celebration. She's out there drinking beer and drinking at interviews and having a good time, not taking things seriously. This is who we want as a president? Do men still run the world? Do men still have the power? Or do women, and not just women, but the PGTIQ, whatever you want to call them. I just still don't know the name. The PGITQ community and their beliefs, you know, lesbians and gays, and no problem. Listen, nobody's against them, but that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to women, lesbians and gays, if Kamala wins, because that's what the charts read, or real men if Donald Trump wins. So if Donald Trump wins, that means the men have done their job. They sat down the woman, the person they love, and they said, listen, abortion's a huge thing, but can you just trust me this one time that I believe this man will stop the wars, give us a better economy, lower down the gas prices, and have our lives go back to where they used to be. Can we give him one more chance? Just one more chance. Listen to me, honey. I love you. You're the best. I appreciate everything you do for the kids while I'm working hard all day at work. Can you do this one favor? Can you do this one favor for me? Vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Donald Trump. I would appreciate it. If something happens with an abortion that we needed to take care of and we need to figure out a way, we'll make sure we have travel plans and we get everything ready beforehand, you know? Or we have the child and we celebrate a new child to the family, and that's it. But we know that we have enough food, we have shelter, there's going to be no war, that child is going to grow, be healthy, and come into this world in a success. With the new children being born every single day, with this new leadership of Kamala coming in, how do you know the war is not gonna? I don't believe that she's gonna stop the war. I don't believe that she's gonna do anything. Listen to me. This is one thing. This is why I'm going off and not editing anything. This is just straight up off the facts. What I think, what I believe, what I've seen so far. I've done no editing in this channel. I have not stopped once, and I'm gonna keep it short and simple to you. She wants the war to go on. She wants the war to go on. That's it. She even talked about it. She says, I believe that Ukraine has the right to defend themselves. So I'm going to keep supplying them ammunition, keep supplying them bombs, keep supplying them artillery. Anything that they need from me, they have my full respect. They got my full, they got my full yes. Whatever they need, I'm going to give it to them just so they can be successful in this war. She wants the war to continue, just to anger Putin. So what Putin's going to do? Okay, you want to start giving more bombs and ammunition to Ukraine? You think they're more powerful than us? Then watch. We got some nuclear stuff that you don't know about because you're not that intelligent yet, but Donald Trump is, because Donald Trump met with Putin and they figured stuff out. And you think Donald Trump hasn't seen their nuclear power that they possess? That's why he's trying to keep it nice with the big bad wolf. You got a big bad wolf and a big bad wolf. They're both trying to keep it calm because they know what they're capable of and not to kill all of us. They're trying to keep it so we don't all die. Kamala is picking on the big bad wolf. She wants to pick on the bear. Keep picking on the bear until he eats you up, Kamala. Because that's what you're doing. We're going to keep giving Ukraine bombs. And where are you finding all this money, Kamala? Where are you getting? You're reprinting money, so our money doesn't mean nothing anymore? The American dollar is just going to go down? Or are you taking it from our taxes? So this is why you got to sit down your wife, you got to sit down your kids, you got to sit down everybody, that can vote. And you got to say that this woman wants war. She wants war. We're going to go to war with her. And she is not that kind of person to lead an army into war. You know what I'm saying? She's with the person, her vice president, who didn't even go into war. He was in war, but never was in Iraq. He never fought in war. Not like J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance was actually out there in war, fighting in war, helping our country. The other person was just sitting behind. He was a bench warmer on the NBA basketball team. And we got J.D. Vance being a LeBron James, or being a Michael Jordan, who's out there making shots and taking victories for the team. And we got the other guy just warming the bench. And here you go, J.D. Vance. Here you go. Here, you want some water? Here's some water for you. Here you go. Here, drink some Fiji. How's that taste? Okay, go back to war. Go back to war so I can sit here and warm your seat up a little bit more. Come on, man. She wants the war to continue. Donald Trump wants the war to end. He wants to sit down with all these powerful countries, negotiate, and end the war. Are we still men? Are men still out there? If we still have men out there, Donald Trump becomes president. If the world is run by the PGTBQ community and women, Kamala wins. That's final. That's it. That's done. That's a wrap. Jump off, we're jumping off just like that. We're keeping it 100. We're keeping it straight up strict. No bullshit. No out here. No lies. No nothing. If there's real men out there that have influence on their woman, and not telling them what to do and bossing them around, I'm not saying that, but you telling them the truth, like, hey, abortion's a big thing. It's a big thing. Don't get me wrong, but can we look at the other picture? Look at all these other positives. We got all these positives with Donald Trump becoming president. And we got all these negatives with Kamala becoming president. But we got abortion that's being fixed. Can we please give the man another chance? Have him there for another 4 years. If he doesn't do anything, then go get Kamala. Go get Kamala for the other 4 years. But I know one thing. That the border's going to be under control. No more illegal immigrants are going to come in the country. You're going to have some money in your pocket. When Donald Trump leaves, the border's going to be under control. You're going to have some money in your pocket, and there's going to be no war. Then Kamala can come inside. If there's no other people running at that time, then you can have Kamala come in and take all the rest of the stuff that's very easy, which is just keeping everything under control. How Donald Trump left it. But right now, this is a huge election. You got to really think about what's going on. We got to go against somebody we don't know or somebody that we know very well. I'd rather pick the person that we know than the person that we don't know.